Good morning. So today I will talk to you about the polar zone. Let's start with global location. The places that are part of the polar zone are the North and South Pole. The North Pole is at the top of the globe and the South Pole is at the bottom. Anyways, let's move on to vegetation. The polar zone isn't the most rich in vegetation, but it still has plants and trees. Let's see what those are. There are about 1,700 species of plants living on polar regions. Those plants are called desert and tundra vegetation. They include herbs, grasses, flowering plants, dwarf shrubs, moss, algae, but mostly lichens. And even though those types of plants live small and grow small and close to each other and to the ground, there are also some taller types of plants. Like up in the mountains, you can even find evergreen trees. Next, we will talk about seasons. Because of Earth's rotation around the sun and because of Earth's tilt, there are only two seasons in polar zones. Those are summer and winter. In polar regions, the climate is extremely cold. This is because the closer a place is to the equator, the hotter it gets. And since the polar zone is extremely far from the equator, it is very cold. Here is a demonstration. You see here this globe. Well, this is the equator line, and it's a line around the middle of the globe. And the polar zone is here and here. See how far that is from the equator? That means it is extremely cold. And it is. Another thing about the polar zone is that summer is short and cool, and winter is long and cold. Lastly, we will talk about animals that live in polar zone. These animals are adapted to the cold. Here are some examples. One of them is the polar bear, which is the biggest bear in the whole world. They are also great swimmers and have a special diet eating fat so they can live in the cold weather and stay warm. Another great swimmer is the sea otter. They have very thick fur so they can survive the weather. Another animal is the ermine. They are part of the weasel family, and they are small but also great hunters. They can even camouflage with the snow. The last animal is the harp seal. They hunt fish and swim very well. The Arctic zone is a very interesting place, and there are lots to learn about it.